Hey, just a quick video for you guys. It's Rolando G. I did not know this, but unfortunately, well, actually, I did know it, but I just didn't, do a quick commentary on it. Now I'm gonna do that. So, you remember, smoke it, man, smoke it back here. They're gonna, AJ Johnson, comedian actor AJ Johnson, has passed away. Most recently, I think around January 29th or February 1st or 2nd of this first week of past week of the month. I totally forget, but the details now into his death, of course, is because of a long time acute drinking. Okay, and that means that alcohol. Okay, now I believe if you want to drink. I mean, you only live once, but just don't overdo it. Everything in moderation. And a lot of us Afro-American men of color, we don't get it sometimes. We think that we could just do anything we want. We're invisible, but we got to realize as our bodies is our temple. I'm trying to recognize that too. High blood pressure, diabetes is a mug. So you have to understand, he was a pretty, but I've seen that the Afro-American community was trying to, or so-called community was trying to, put a lot of emphasis, and, a lot of people of color were saying, oh, well, nobody reached out to him. Nobody. Let me just say you this. In the wake of all this, his wife, his so-called spouse or paramour partner, she did not care about him because she would have done everything in her right to actually help him out and save a little bit of money. But obviously she's not a resourceful woman, and this was not really his wife. This was his, shack up long-term relationship. And she reached out and said that nobody was trying to help AJ in his burial services because, of course, burial is very expensive. So if you have life insurance, that's what really, goes to tell you that you'll be, in the clear. But in this case with AJ Johnson, it seems that he didn't have that. And so his so-called somewhat widow, somewhat so-called wife had basically was saying that the people that worked with AJ didn't follow up with him, didn't even acknowledge him, or didn't even try to reach out to him before his timely demise. Now, that's under, a lot of speculation. Because recently there was a lot of controversy dealing with Ice Cube at the time because AJ had a couple of things to say about Ice Cube and his business dealings back in 1995 during the time of filming of The First Friday. And they were very not so understanding, that they felt that he kind of like reneged on them, and he wasn't really fully being honest, whatever that is. Now, whether you believe in the situation or not, or you're just, trying to overanalyze it as much as you can, we don't know the real true business of why. But back then, Ice Cube was still struggling. He was trying to get on foot with the movies and doing more in film and everything else. Now, you could either say he's been bought and sold by Hollywood all you want to. I don't know. Okay, that's between him and his God, him and his maker, whatever, if he's done people wrong. I'm not here to judge about that. But I will understand that AJ Johnson only was a one-dimensional type of character, comedian character in all his films. And practically he was playing always the same role in every film. The comedic little black guy. The comedic little black dude that made your ass laugh. So, and he was funny. In the little quips and, like, hey, girl, and all that stuff, and, Players Club and all that, and, Hot Boys, I Got the Hookup, just to name a few, which I thought that he was very hilarious in. But it just goes to show you that Hollywood, you got so-called friends in Hollywood, and you don't have friends in Hollywood. And the people you work with are not your friends sometimes. Just like in everyday life when you're at the regular job, 9 to 5. A lot of cats ain't gonna give a care about you. Now, they'll do anything to exploit you, and to make you feel less than a human being sometimes, yeah. And I've been through that myself. I can vouch for that. But at the end of the day, what we've learned from A.J. Johnson's passing is that Afro men, you need to watch your health. Now, A.J. Johnson was 55, 56 years old, so he was a little bit up there. He wasn't that old, but just a little bit up there, just amount where he was well over 50. And some things that he didn't take care of, and he kept continuing some things he should have been taken care of. And at the same time, this also is not only him, it's also rapper, singer, well, not rapper, but much of R&B hip hop crooner, Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg in that same light, drinking 3 bottles of Hennessy a day. That's ultimately a long term of you drinking 3 full-length Hennessy bottles a day. You already know what the result is going to be with that. Everything overindulgent, and that's the problem with men of color, us men of color, Afro men. We do everything too indulgent. We need to stop overindulging ourselves. Everything in moderation. But like I said, I'm not here to speak or preach to the choir, but I'm just saying that a lot of these actors, comedians, and rappers are dying because overindulgence, drugs, and alcohol. Okay, now I'm a heavy promoter of not drinking, but I sometimes drink every little now and then in moderation. But I'm not to the point where I can't function. And a lot of these Hollywood guys, a lot of these Afro-American, Black, Negro Hollywood actors and comedians are at these parties, at these Hollywood parties. They're getting, they're not getting stone drunk, but they get to the point where they are being over excessive, because it's the lifestyle of a rock star when you're in the entertainment industry. And you got everybody, saying that you're the man, you're the man, you're the man. And that might be so in some ways. And sometimes that's not always the case, and you are killing yourself when you do certain things overindulgent every day, and you continue in that life being overindulgent to a certain point. Once you get up there to a certain point in age, it is going to affect you. Just like my great uncle right now, he's suffering too much of them chitlins, ham hocks, and a lot of that other stuff. That good down south Midwestern cooking. Yeah, it's good, but to a certain degree, after a while, you should be watching what you eat. And in the case of, a comedian and actor, A.J. Johnson, it's real sad that he passed away. I'm sad, because I thought he was very funny. And I keep thinking about some of the, popular movies I just named where I was just cracking up because he is funny. But, there's never going to be another A.J. Johnson. May he rest in peace. I'm not going to hate on him. I'm not going to sit here and and talk too much, because I know a lot of the fellow Afro-American men, manosphere channels have various topics. I'm just trying to, talk to the other side of the coin. I'm not trying to make everything a celebrity-related video, but with this situation, as men of color, Afro men, we need to really try to respect our bodies, respect ourselves, and understand what we're up against, because we are the species that is an endangered species. The Afro male is these days, and we're dying, and we're dying quicker than anybody else. So we need to watch our health. Sometimes, we will hit the dust someday. That is true. But as we get older, we need to watch what we do so that we can have a little bit of a longer life as we're still breathing and living. Okay. So, rest in peace to actor, comedian A.J. Johnson. Condolences to his family. It's real sad. I don't like to see any fellow human being die as the cause and result of something so simple as everything in moderation with the drinking, whatever it is. Everything in moderation, and it needs to be practiced. I'm trying to practice that myself. Sometimes I get very overindulgent in a lot of things. But anyway, that's all I had to say for this commentary in this video. Rest in peace again to a very, lightly very funny guy. I got a kick out. I got a real big kick out of A.J. Johnson. We'll never forget him. All right, it's Rolando G. Back with more commentary. I'm out. Peace.